web page. Let me try if I can record, but I'm not sure whether I can rescue it afterwards. But just, okay, it says the free disk space is less than 1 gig. Select another folder or delete some files. I know it's a bit daunting, but never mind. Anis, if you can provide the videos after the class. All right, everyone, we're waiting for 3 more students to come and join us. If you have any issues or problem, maybe you want to seek your class representative help, and after that, maybe she can, come to me and then explain the reason behind it. All right, so let's begin and continue with our discussion. As for last week, we have been discussing about very interesting issues where we want to understand from your perspective, how do you relate with the 5 principles of faith and also the 5 tenets of Islam with what we are doing currently. All right, you can just stay online. Let me share my screen first, and then can you see anything?
Can.
Yes. All right, very good. If you got any question, then if I lost, I mean, in the battlefield, okay, just make sure that you keep reminding me. All right, so we have gone through the few things. I couldn't remember how many people already contribute to the discussion, but we have few more unexplained, what we call tenets of Islam and tenet of Iman, and obviously I will put it down as one of your contribution to the discussion. I believe the profession of faith has already taken salat and fasting, and some of them already taken. Can someone remind me what we already discussed last week? Anyone?
Believe in judgment, day of judgment.
Day of judgment. We stopped up to that point. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe someone can tell me which one still available for us to discuss. No, you cannot remember. It's okay if you cannot remember. All
Holy
right.
books,
So
not
we'll,
yet.
Doctor, if I'm not
yes.
mistaken, we already discussed Shahada, Salat, fasting, and also believe in the Day of Judgment. I think just 4 of them. So the rest we still not discussing.
All right. Okay. So we have zakat, Hajj for the tenet of Islam, and we have everything except Day of Judgment for the tenets of Iman. All right. This is like a difference between Day of Judgment and also predestination. Make sure you don't confuse yourself. So anyone, this is just to continue and refresh your mind before we move further. So anyone want to continue collaborate? Sorry, anyone want to give their opinion? What do they feel? And maybe you can give some example to illustrate this. In terms of the social responsibility, how do you see like zakat can contribute to the social sustainability? As we discussed last time, we cover the social aspect, we cover the economic aspect, and also we cover the other one aspect, which is what? Social, economics, and then the other one is
Environment.
environment. Very good. Okay, anyone want to raise hand and then what we call suggest and can give example how these tenets of Islam and also Iman can contribute to the social sustainability, how it can benefit the social communities. Where you want to give some example, a simple example to illustrate this. No, you don't want it. Maybe you still have the, the sleep inertia, but never mind. We will continue. Alms, this is the zakat, for example. If you have this, what do you call, in Islam, like a Muslim, they have to believe in these 5 tenets of Islam. I mean, to make sure that they are Muslim, they have to perform all these 5 components in order to submit to God, in order to claim that they are Muslim, okay, in order to say that they are the people of faith. So these are the 5 tenets of Islam. If they break or they try to, eliminate any components, so it become, handicap elements now. So you don't make a complete, you don't make a complete Muslim if you ignore any one of these elements. And one of that is, a profession of faith, the Shahada. You have to declare to people that saying that I'm a Muslim and I'm proud to be a Muslim. All right. In front of the scholars, in front of the people, and every time we want to pray, we declare that we are Muslim. Who are Muslim? Those people, Hayya al falah. We strive for the betterment, for the success. Hayya ala salah, hayya ala falah. We go to the pray. So that's the indication, or that's the benchmark to say that you are Muslim. All right. And that's include the prayers. If you prepare, okay, man aqam, what we call man, please, what we call, one hadith say that you have to pray. Okay, if you don't pray, then you kind of breaking the rules as a Muslim. So you're not Muslim anymore. In other words, we call it the kufur. Okay, so that's the indication. If you don't pray, then you are not Muslim. How the prayer can sustain the social justice, for example. Okay, so by praying, side by side, you are following only one leader. You are, sitting, you're standing behind the imam, and you, whatever the imam say, then you can say Amin. Means you are in agreement with, in total agreement with what the imam said. All right, so there's only one, order, one decision. Same goes in governing a countries. You need to, obey the rules that the government has, or decide for you. You can say no, but it's up to the election. Okay, election day, then you can say, maybe I will choose this one, instead of this one, because whatever it is. All right. So in Islam, we see that the prayers, maintains the social well-being. After, before the prayer, we listen to the azan, okay, the shahada. After that, you go for prayer, you need to be clean, and you want to, greet people, you want to say salam to people before you, line up on the saf for the prayer, before you make a sujud. But you need to, istaw, the imam used to say istaw wa'tadilu, please line up, straighten your lines. Okay, wa'tadilu, please be justice. Okay, this is before. استووا واعتدلوا أقيموا الصفوف وحاذوا بين المناكب وسدوا الخلل. Please line up, straighten. Okay, this is, we're going to see the Lord now. So make sure you prepare yourself, stand up properly, straight, and mentally prepared, and also emotionally prepared for the things that you want to, to do, which is the prayer. So socially, you listen to the imam saying that, or keep on reminding you. Okay, you have to prepare. And once the imam say Allahu Akbar, then you start to follow. Okay, there couldn't be any two leaders at the same time on any occasion. Right? There should be only one leader. So that's how the salat can, prepare people mentally, emotionally, socially, physically, for, for the social sustainability. And after that, you do zakat. Okay, you're praying. After pray, then, one of the imams say that, wa'atu zakah, inside it, please do sadaqah, please do charity. I mean, during the prayer, lots of the Quranic words has already explained and discussed about this. How charity can, benefits you. Okay, it's the matter of giving, not only, accepting from people. You have to initiate the giving responses first before you accepting anything from people, because the feeling is now different. With giving, you will see that you are sacrificing your own things, your own money, your own stuff to other people. It can be, same level people or less fortunate people. But the sense of feeling that you start with the sacrifice, you start to give to people. Okay, the feeling we don't have the feeling inside those who accept whatever you give, right? So they only have the accepting feeling, but for you, you have to prepare the sacrificing feeling, and after that, you have the physical, what we call things that you want to give to people. All right. So the feeling when you give is different. But now the question is, are you giving enough? Is it sufficient for you? Remember, this subject is not only, talk about this, okay, you have to do zakat every day. I know this. I keep learning this like since day school, like childhood. My mom or my ustad already told about this one. But what is the implementation? What is the practical things? If you see in front of your eyes, like, some poor people in front of a shopping market, like a supermarket, for example, are you be able to, spend some of your money or not? What is your first thought? Are you trying to say that, okay, I will give? Now you say that you will give something to that people, but in practical, are you really giving it to him or to her? To no, I know that we cannot lessen the burden of the people, but at least at least we do something, because Allah doesn't see, whatever amount that you sacrifice, but Allah see what is, your effort to help them. Okay, in the class you can see this is a theoretical class, okay, theoretical session, but did you really do that when you are alone, when you are with your family, going outside, when you see people? Are you thinking that this is my social, if other people don't give to, right? Because if you start to give, like, start from yourself, your family members start to, it's kind of like a dominoes effect. People like start to, follow what you are doing. Or maybe when you see that people, you start to give something, the environment sees it, okay, the other people from the public start to do the same. Okay, so how, now you see that how beautiful is, a Muslim when they follow what the Prophet has said, follow what the Quran has described into a practical life. Okay, so this is not a theory. Al Quran is not a theory words for you to read through without understanding each and every meaning of it. Okay, fasting, we already discussed about the fasting. Instead, apart from feeling the hunger of the people who are less fortunate, but maybe you want to train yourself to be pious to Allah, because Allah sees, people individually when it comes to the fasting, because the fasting is for God. It's not for the Prophet, it's not for your own self, but it's for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All right, so there's a social responsibility there. Okay, maybe you can see from the perspective of less fortunate people, they are very hungry, so you want to, feel the same. But it's 30 days in Ramadan. Okay, some books, okay, what we call it, motivational books, self-help book, top book, bestseller books, they always mention about these, strategies when when we want to break the habits or make it as a habit, it should be more than 40 days. 40 days. If you keep on doing that repetitively, then you can gain the what we call the habit subconsciously. For example, every day you love to do exercise, okay? So maybe you want to keep on repeating doing that in the months to come. Same goes to the fasting. There's an indication that you have to complete 30 days in Ramadan, and after that you continue 6 days for the what we call for additional one. So it comes like around 36 days, which is approximately near to 40, where which this motivational figures used to say that you need to keep doing that repetitively in order for them to become a habit. Pilgrimage, that's the highest what we call highest level, where you sacrifice all of your things. Okay, when you want to go for the Hajj, we used to see that our granddad, grandma, and even your parents, when they went for Hajj, they leave everything. Okay, they do the wasiat. Okay, they sacrifice lots of things. Maybe they sell their own um, possessings. They sell their own cars, for example. Maybe, yes, everything. Okay, but don't make loans, because this Hajj only for those who are capable to do that. Okay, in terms of the financially, you need to be stable. You cannot borrow some money from people in order for you to go to the Hajj. Okay, no, not that way. It must be a halal way for you to gain the profit, and after that you want to spend it for the sake of Allah. Socially is is a response. Socially, it can what we call, it shows that everything in this world is not permanent. Okay, everything in this world is temporary. You need to leave everything to other people, because this world is like a journey. Okay, there's always come people. Istakhlafa, what we call someone. Okay, people will come and replace you. Okay, a new people or new Khalifa will come. Khalif means the people that come after you. So if you move to somewhere, some people will come and replace you. Like if your parents going for Hajj, some of your siblings will go to the house and take in charge. Okay, as a person in charge for your parents. Same goes like the Khalifa means those already passed. Then there are some other people who come and help to carry out the responsibility. Okay, so when you leave all the things, you used to help other people, so you want go for Hajj, right? So you need to leave everything behind and just submit yourself to God. When you leave everything behind, maybe you want to start to think about other people. You want to do the wasiat for other people, for your kids, okay, for your mom and dad, okay, if you have some possessing or monies, okay, so you want to leave it behind. I mean, still, if you die during the Hajj, means you already prepared socially sustainable possessings for your family members. All right, so that's very good. Okay, this is how we see the social responsibility if you want to relate with the 5 tenets of Islam. And maybe someone want to continue with the tenets of Iman, if you want to illustrate this. Some student has, have you been go for Hajj? I was planning, but during the pandemic, I was stuck in the UK for some time, but I only what do you call, uh, perform Umrah. That is where I found my wife. Okay, so that's another story. Maybe we want to discuss it later. Okay, all right. So how about tenets of Iman? Any one of you want to share, like illustrate your understanding? It shouldn't be any right or wrong answers, but just a thought quite early in the morning, if you want to make it like more practical. if you can understand it. Anyone?
May I try, Doctor?
Rafida, go on. Rafida, very nice spectacle just now.
Okay. Believe in Allah as the one and only God. I remember one quote that said, there is only can be one captain in a ship because two captain will sink the ship. So some people believe that they have earth god and God and apa Tuhan langit macam banyak kan. So macam orang kata kalau ada dua kapten nanti diorang gaduh. So hancur lah macam tu. So macam kita kena percaya satu je. We have to believe in one. So macam tu juga sosial kita, macam kita kena percaya. Kalau kita dah percaya, kalau kita dah ikut satu leader tu, kita kena jadi pengikut yang baik lah. Jangan macam kita dah ada leader tapi kita we want to be the leader too. So nanti macam gaduh.
All right, thank you very much, Cik Rafida. This is very good because, you know, there's no two captains at the same time, because they will be, you know, conflicting orders. Okay, the things that when they want to decide, then it can create chaos and, you know, misunderstanding. But the thing is different. That's why when you get married soon, inshallah, okay, I will pray for that. But when you are in the, you know, when you're getting married, we will have husband and wife. Sometimes, you know, these two people want to give, you know, decision at the same time, and, you know, keep on conflicting the issues. So, and most of the time, I know the female one, you know, it's like a tiger. They can win the situation because, you know, they are different creatures, so it's quite difficult to understand. I mean, the context of wife, okay. If you get married, then you know, you will understand. But most of the time, the female have the decision. They can say that everything, this one, this and that, all right, and they can you know, influence the decision. But Allah has said that, you know, الرجال قوامون على النساء. You mean the male is, you know, the leaders for all those beyond behind him, okay, under his control, like his family, his wife, his kids. So he's the leader. Although he's not, you know, maybe you realize that your father is not really, you know, talkative. Okay, the one who talk a lot, I mean, most of the time, okay, the one who talk a lot is your mom. Is that right, or is it not right? Yes, I mean, from a general, I mean, my general assumption, I can say that my mom is more talkative than my dad. But when, because the male one, okay, Allah has, you know, destined, what we call predestined them to be a decision maker. And this, if you learn about the biology of the human being, you have these 23 pairs of the chromosome, right? And those chromosome, okay, the first 22 chromosomes, you know, we call it autosomes. They are those chromosomes that produce proteins to make your body cells. However, you know, the final pair, which is the pair number 23, okay, that's the sex chromosome. The sex chromosome determines the gender. And you know that the female chromosome is like what? 22 plus, is it 23 plus X and Y for the male? And the female, it's XX, isn't it? So why I'm saying that? Because in our biology class, we already learned to know that, you know, your father actually carrying the chromosome X and also chromosome Y. Okay, if the sperm does not, you know, bring this X and Y, it's no way that you can have your elder brother or, you know, younger brother, because Y chromosome is the determining chromosome for the gender. Okay, if this chromosome doesn't, pass on to the next generation, instead of Y, the chromosome, okay, Allah has decided that it's going to be X from your father and the other X is from your mom. So XX become you, the female one. Okay, but the Y only comes from the father's side, from the spermatocytes. Okay, from that decision, Allah has created you in a way that, early in the beginning of life, not like here, okay, not only here, or not like ar-rijalu qawwamuna 'alan nisa, you saying that, okay, the male is the leader for the female. Okay, that is where, that is now, but actually Allah has revealed the secrets quite early when we learn about the biology. The determining of the gender is the male, right? The male has the decision maker power, has the decision power. It's already born with that. The male, even though they don't speak that much, but they analyze things and start to give a good decision, because they are collecting all the informations. When they are ready, then they can decide whatever you have to do. Okay, that's why you see that your father is very good, even though, talk less. Maybe you say, okay, maybe my father is not, doesn't know these things and that thing that much, but it's, they are, the creatures that already been inborn with the decision making capability. Okay, so Allah has said this even, and we prove by the science that this is also true. Okay, so there shouldn't be any two captains at the same time. And of course, if you practice this, tawhidic approach, when we call tawhidic, it's come from the root verb wahid. From Arabic, wahid means one. Okay, that's where the tawhid comes. Means you want to what we call acknowledge that there's only one God, monotheism, only one God, believe in one God, one God. But how about polytheism? If you have like a Hinduism, they practice this, lots of, different types of gods with multiple hands, multiple legs, and then, multiple head. They also, when they want to walk, they can walk, at many direction at the same time. So they don't have any one solid decision. So this is very good for you to embrace this, and to know that only believe in gods, right? Only in one God that can makes you, the people of faith. If you believe this from the first instance, then the rest will follow. Everything you do is not because of your mom and dad, but it's because of Allah. Okay, you come to the class, and you come to the lecture, for the marks, or for the sake of assessment, or for the sake of Allah. So you decide it. So that's the social sustainability, because if you have Allah in your heart, wherever you go, okay, whatever time you are in, whatever era, you will survive. You will become the people of faith. Right? Understood? Okay. How about the second one? Anyone want to share their thoughts on the belief in angels? How belief in angels can contribute to social sustainability?
Doctor, I'll try.
Auni, go on.
Okay, so belief in angels. First of all, I think we have to understand what angels itself, and understanding that angels is a metaphysic, something that unseen, and even something that I believe requires a lot of faith for someone to believe and understand about it, right? So how beliefs in angels can contribute into social sustainability is, first of all, I think the concept of we believe that angels will be with us wherever we are, and they are the one who will jot down and responsible, and in our what we say, we have books that will be presented in the day of judgment, and they are the one who are accountable for it. And I think by belief in angels, and what I mean by beliefs is not just you admit that they are exist, but also you understand what they do. For example, like every angels, they have their own responsibility, and by we admitting and understand their existence and also their responsibility is where we can, develop more faith in ourselves. So like the first one is when we understand that they will be two angels that will be with us 24/7. So we will kind of like realize that, oh, Allah is watching. Here is what we understand, and I believe have been debated for so long before that. Maybe some people, they ask like, Allah is watching us, so why they do the angels, right? So if Allah is doing everything, why they doing angels? So understanding that is also will contribute to social sustainability in terms of you understand like the concept of, even though Allah is the one, Allah is the God, but He is capable on making angels to be with us. So it's not means that Allah is not capable, but it's just He is one of what we say, Allah tu maha berkehendak. So if He want to, He will make it. So I think belief in angels is something that very complex and requires a lot of knowledge. And once we achieve that knowledge is where we can develop our faith, and from that it will contribute to social sustainability in terms of we have that faith, and yeah, because it's something that unseen. So I believe that someone who understands it is different from those people who don't understand it.
Very good explanation. Brilliant, Auni. So we know that Allah has created another creation, like Allah created you yourself. At the same time, Allah created the angels. Allah also created the jinn, and also created the environment. Allah created everything. But why, Allah as a Al-Khaliq, the creator, why did He create things? Okay, why didn't He just, perform whatever He want to do? Like, He can just sit down, relax, and, do whatever He want to do. But, that's the power of Allah. How Allah make another magnificent like creation. We call it as angel. Okay, and Allah wants us to see this, because this is another creation that can bring you to iman if you believe in it, right? You know that, as Auni said, okay, why Allah created the angel, but at the same time, He is capable of doing things, before the angel reports any good deeds that you have performed, but Allah know it every single thing. Like, in picosecond, in nanosecond, Allah already know about that. Or Allah already know about what you are about to do in 10 years to come, because Allah is the one that creates you. He knows He's the planner. Okay, but did angels know about this? Almost, yes, that's, it brings to your understanding that Allah create angels is for you to think that Allah is the greatest. Okay, Allah is capable in doing more things. Like, Allah create jinns at the same time. Allah creates angels, not only with the prescribed duty to jot down everything, good deeds or bad deeds, but there are some other angels keep on stay with God and keep on zikir, remembering. But Allah say that, okay, laqad khalaqana al-insana fi ahsani taqwim. Allah has created human being which is among the best creation He ever had. Means that we are better than the angels, right? Even up to that point, we need to think that Allah has created human being. We just capable doing things in this earth, okay, which is quite limited for us to see how the angel doing things. because means unless he's being changed into a physical form, then you can see. But now it's ghaibiyat, you cannot see with your hands, so it's suspicious, and it's quite difficult for you to understand how did the angel do this and do that. But you have the capable to see things, you have the capable to do things, so you can lead the good life in this earth. Okay, you can lead a balanced life, you can ask people, you can help other people in this earth. Okay, which is the angels is quite limited, because he only do whatever Allah has prescribed them to do without any single objection. But we human being, even though sometimes we feel like our iman is very down, we do maksiat, right? But still Allah consider us as the best creation, because we have the capability to do the tawbah. We can, go back and return to God. How lovely is that? Even though we can do bad things, but then Allah, raise us up to a level which is higher than the angels. And of course, angels and humans is not apple to apple. This is a different thing. We know that angels also another, group of, servant, but just to make sure that you understand how beautiful Allah has created us. Even, Allah has give us two malaikat to secure us, to protect us, to collect all the information, okay, to collect all our deeds, okay, without any objection, without any what we call miscommunication. So this is, one of the things that you need to think or reflect about the responsibility, the social responsibility of the angels to the human beings. All right. Anyone want to add the third one? Believe in the holy books. Holy books, how the holy books can, contribute to social sustainability.
Doctor.
I got two. Okay, don't worry. You both of you can contribute. Who comes first? Who comes first?
Anis first.
Okay, ladies first.
Amirul Firdaus. Never mind.
Or the guys first. So ladies first, and after that, people just kept silent. Okay, who wants? Okay.
Let me
Ladies
try.
first. Okay. All right. Go on.
According to my friend, Mr. Google, he said that there are 7 holy books in this world. First, the Al-Quran for Islam. And then second, the Avesta. Third, the Bible. Fourth, the Guru Granth Sahib, the Kojiki, Torah, and the Vedas. However, in Islam, there are 4 main holy books that we believe, which are Torah. Torah is wahyu from Allah to Prophet Musa, and Injil is wahyu for Prophet Isa alaihi salam. Zabur is wahyu for Prophet Daud, and lastly Al-Quranul Karim is wahyu for our beloved Prophet Nabi Muhammad SAW. And then all these holy books came in various different language. However, those holy books highlights about one important content, which is that everyone in this world should do good deeds to others and respect and help each other. Kama qala Allah Ta'ala, wa'tasimu bihablillah wa la tafarraqu. Wa la tafarraqu means do not get divided. So even though there are so many holy books in this world, but all those books highlight to people in this world to be unite each other, help each other, and never be racist regardless their race or their religion. That's all.
Thank you very much, Anis. Let's us see how these Amirul look at these holy books.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. To me, in Surah Al-Baqarah, at the second verse, which is A'udzubillahi Zalikal kitabu la raiba fi hudal lil muttaqin. Sadaqallahul azim. Which means this ayah says that Zalikal kitabu la raiba fi, which is this kitab, which is Al-Quran. There's no doubt about it. No doubt means that nothing wrong. All the things in it are the right and absolutely right, completely right, because it's the words from Allah. Dzalika kitab la raiba fi hudan lil muttaqin, and the guidance to the muttaqi, the people who taqwa to Allah. So which means this Al-Quran is the only one guidance for us, especially for us in this akhir zaman. So also in Jumaat prayer, we will hear the khatib will say about this ayah, which is Auzubillahi minasyaitonir rajim. Ya ayyuhalladzina amanu atiiullaha wa atiiur rasul wa ulil amri minkum fa in tanaza'tum fi syai'in farudduhu ila Allahi war rasul in kuntum tu'minuna billahi wal yawmil akhir dzalika khairun wa ahsanu ta'wila. Which means all people who in faith what's my you ta'ala kamu kepada Allah dan ta'ala kamu kepada Rasulullah dan kepada ulil amr, yakni orang-orang yang berkuasa dari kalangan kamu. Dan jika kamu berbantah-bantah, yakni berselisihan di dalam sesuatu perkara, maka hendaklah kamu kembalikannya kepada kitab Allah dan sunnah Rasulnya, yakni hadis. Dan demikian adalah lebih baik bagi kamu dan lebih elok pula kesudahannya. So this prove that if we have something that we should have discussion about some hukum or something have discussion, so we have to go back to the guidance, our source of guidance, which is Al-Quran. And the other one, if we look to the example, Dr. Zakir Naik, how he spread the da'wah to the, how he explained to the non-Muslim how to join Islam. So how he used the book, especially he will use the Al-Quran and the Bible, which is he will approve that he always said that the Muslim are the more Christians than the Christian themselves, right? So which means if we look into the Bible, for example, the Bible said that don't eat pork, for example, but the Christian eat the pork, while the Muslim does not eat the pork. So which means the Muslim are the more Christian than the Christian themselves. And that's how I see about this. Thank you.
Very good, Amirul. Both Anis and Amirul reflects very good and very important issues, because when we look at the holy books itself, you see, it's not only the book itself. It's already we already taking care of them. Where do you put the Quran? Is it on the floor? No, right? No, we're not talking about the the content of the Quran yet. Now the book itself, the Quran itself, where do you put it? In a higher space, okay, higher level. Okay, you don't simply put inside, inside together with your other books, but you put it like on the top shelf, right? And this is, from the physical shape only, all right, we can know that this holy book is, at the highest level. Okay, we shouldn't disregard this. Can you imagine if the physical shape already, being praised and also being kept in a secure and protected in a secure place? How about the content inside it? It should be more than that. So whenever you look at the holy books, can you compare with the 7 books, 7 holy scriptures that, the other 6 holy scriptures that Anis mentioned with other religion? How do they put their books? Sometimes they just, put, they don't make any distinction between their books and also the other reading materials. Okay, they don't have a special place for that. But how Muslim and non-Muslim treat the Quran? We need to have wudu. But how about the Bible? Do they need to have an ablution before? Obviously, no. Do you know, do you find any other books in this world is more superior than the Quran? No, right? Do people take ablution or wudu before they go, touching the scriptures? No, except the Quran. The physical shape or the physical morphology of the Quran itself, already indicates that this is, the content inside it must be very powerful. Okay, and Anis said that wa'tasimu bihablillahi jami'an wa la tafarraqu. This is very good verses from the Quran regarding the social sustainability. When you say that, please be whole with the Quran. Wa'tasimu bihablillah. Bihablillah means the tie with the God, means in bracket means the referring to the Quran. Bihablillah jami'an, all of them. Every single verses in the Quran is validated by Allah, and it's proven, it's confirmed, it's verified. Okay, you can test it using the science technology. You can test it, even though it's already been, revealed 1400 years back. Okay, it's still relevant, not only up to these days, but also, next generation to come, till the day of, day of judgment. Still relevant throughout, because that's the last holy scriptures that has been revealed by the last prophet of the human being. Okay, so when you say about the Injil, how about the Injil? How about the Taurat? How about the Zabur? All of these, the gist or the components inside these holy scriptures that already been revealed by certain prophets, Isa, Musa, and Zabur to Dawood, right? Yes, all of these scriptures already been collected and also been summarized inside the Quran. You will have the details of Zabur, of Injil, of the what we call Zabur, Injil, and also the other one is
Taurat.
Taurat. Yeah, thank you. Taurat already been summarized inside the Al-Quran. Okay, the story is about the Injil, how he have this, a story about the Maryam, for example, already being explained in detail inside the what we call Bible. I mean, originated from the Injil. The Bible is the modified version of the Injil. Okay, but the gist or the information is there. How Maryam lived her life. How did she, being exposed to this lots of tribulations? How these kids, how the prophet Isa is being inseminated without any male semen. How did Isa been delivered? These things has been mentioned quite holistically inside the Bible, and obviously it's inside the Injil. And it's only relevant during the era of the Isa. All right. But when the Prophet Muhammad comes in, all right, every story become relevant when Allah has summarized it into this, Quran. And same goes things like the Ashabul Kahfi. Some people say it's like the Jews, where they used to read the Torah, right? The Torah has the information like Ashabul Kahfi, the 7 peoples, and it also been summarized in the Al-Quran as well. And now if you go for, the what we call the Jews scriptures, we call it, what do we call it? The Jews scriptures? Talmud, isn't it? So inside the Talmud, also we have the story about the 7 people. They've been trapped inside a cave, and then being kept asleep there for some period of time. After they woke up, then they found out that, oh no, we are in the different era now. Our money cannot sustain us anymore. We need to find for some food. This story already been mentioned previously. That's why we call it, when Amiro said that Dhalikal kitabu la rayba fih, there's no doubt in it. Everything is perfect, everything is true. There's no fabrication related to the Al-Quran. But when it comes to the when it comes to the Taurat, people fabricate it, become, Jews fabricate it, become Talmud, right? The Injil, okay, the Christian fabricate it, become the Bible. They modified it. But how about the Quran? Allah said that no one can change the Quran. All right. Well, during the Prophet's time, there's one, kafir tried to, emulate and try to, make another version of Al-Quran. You know the story before. When Allah said, Alam taro kaifa fa'ala rabbuka bi ashabil fil, and they won't try, they want to duplicate these verses by making, putting some other Arabic sentence, and then they try to make it as a holy scriptures, but they failed. Until now, there's no fabrication, modification, manipulation can be performed on the Quran, even though they have tried their best. All right? So, La Rabba Fi, the Quran is protected. Allah has preserved it in whatever form it already has till now. And because you are scientists, you are marine biologists, lots of verses from the Quran can help you to understand the meaning or the content of the Quran and how it can contribute to the social sustainability. Okay, this is what we want to relate. Okay, we want to relate that every single verses has their story, and if you prove it in the eye of science, also it's relevant. Okay, look at your own body, like how Allah created. No, we are not talking about social responsibility yet. Look at your own self. You have your fingerprints. Okay, even though the twins don't share the similar fingerprints. All right, you have the verses from the Quran saying that lahum kulubun yaqiluna biha walahum a'yunun yubsiruna biha. Okay, walahum adhanun la yasma'u, something like that. Okay, la yasma'una biha means that you have the kulub. Kulub means the heart. Okay, la ya'qiluna biha, they don't use the heart to think. Why Allah associate the heart with the thinking? Why Allah doesn't say the head or the brain to think? Why the thinking? Ya'qilun means you think using your head, your brain inside here. Why Allah mentioned qulubun ya'qiluna biha, the heart that they used to think with it? Then you learn the science, you learn the biology, you learn the medical science. You find out that actually when you start to do something, it should comes or originated from your heart first, not your brain. Your brain comes second. You have the instinct first to think, because scientists has proven that inside, okay, on the outer layer of your heart, there's a ganglionic cells, which are also a type of nerve cell that can send the impulse or information to the brain, and then the brain will translate it. because you know it's so true that the Quran already described this quite early. You have the experience, you know, if someone tell you bad news, you feel like, you know, my heart is, you know, like shaking, like trembling, very sad. You know, you quickly put your palm, you know, on your chest. You feel it. Okay, you feel it, you think it, okay, with your heart first before you think with your brain. All right, so that's the powerful one of the powerful verses from the Quran for us to think, and this is very valid and relevant to the end of the day. And also the belief in the prophet, of course we have a 25, you know, uh rasul, and we have more than 300,000, correct me if I'm wrong, what we call nabi. Okay, the messenger is a lot more than the prophet, but we used to believe in the prophets, and all these 25 prophets has been mentioned in the Quran, and we need to acknowledge them in whatever they do. They are being they have done this for the sake of Allah, for us to think and also to take what we call uh, values from it. Believe in the day of judgment as well. Okay, I have to speed up here because you know we have a few more slides to go. Just because for the prophet, Amir already mentioned ati Allah wa ati Rasul, you know, please obey the God of Allah, please obey the prophet, wa ulil amri minkum, and those who are superior among you, or those people who have a higher position, respectful people among you. Okay, if you are struggling to find any solution for the issues, but if you cannot find any way out, maybe you can, you know, farudduhu ilallahi war rasul. Okay, goes back to the first tenet of iman, goes back to Allah and goes back to what the Rasul said. Okay, because this is the social responsibility. I'm not saying that the angel is not involved, but you know, you have the prophet, you can know that they are the human being. Socially, they are alive. Okay, they like us, not the angel. Okay, farudduhu ilallah and war rasul. Allah doesn't say faruddu ilallah wal malaika war rasul. Okay, so it means that Allah give you another perspective for you to think. You have to submit to God, at the same time follow what the prophet has done before. So this creating the social sustainability and also responsibility. Believe in the day of judgment. You keep reminding yourself, you know, if you do bad deeds, you know, you will be answerable to what you have done in this world. If you do bad deeds, you know, you have to repent. If you're not repenting, then you keep on accumulating these bad deeds throughout your life, and it's not, you know, your sin is not being disregard or removed. Believe in predestination. This is qada and qadar, means some of them you know, can be changed and modified based on how well you perform in this life. Some already, you know, fixed, you cannot change it, right? Fardu Ain and Fardu Kifayah as operational basis for social governance, like ibadah. You know, you can classify it mainly into Fardu Ain, which is wajib. If you don't do that, you will get sinned. Okay, but for Fardu Kifayah, all right, for you to learn the sustainable development is important also as fardu kifayah for you, and after that you need to make use of it by disseminating all the information or the knowledge that you have gained. But it's not compulsory for all, you know, people in this world. Okay, only for a certain group, like Salatul Janazah is another example. Okay, if it's compulsory for a certain group of people to carry out the procedure, but if you don't have it, you will get the sin. Okay, if you do not prepare or do not manage the janazah, then the sin will upon us. Okay, will be upon us. All right, so that's kind of summarize all the things. Don't worry, I know that some of you want to contribute to the discussion, but wait, I have more after this. All right, Today we will look at the Islam and economic sustainability. We want to, see from the perspective of the economy. We are not the economic students. We are not the, financial in a financial management class, but it's enough for you to understand the importance, the significance of economics in Islam. Because with good economy, it can bring Islam upwards. But with very bad and poor economy, it can turn you down. All right. So how Islam address this issue? Islam promotes development of both social and economical and also what called environmental issues. That is so because Allah will never change the grace when He has bestowed on the people until they change what is in their own self. And verily Allah is all hearer and all knower. Al-Quran chapter 8 verse 53. Allah said that He will never change. I think maybe like in Allah la yughayyiru ma, no, this is different. If someone can look at these verses, but Allah will never change the grace when He has bestowed on people, when Allah already granted for you, okay, and this is for you. Because the outcome is based on your action. If you think you want to go forward and help the community, help to sustain the people's life, help to sustain the environment, help to sustain the economics, and verily Allah said that Allah will never change the grace. Okay, Allah will make it firm on you. Allah will have you definitely. Okay? Allah will not change the destiny on you if you already decided to help people. Okay, Allah will provide you with a way out if you wish. Islam prohibits poverty as it close to this belief. Okay, with a poor economy, like nowadays Islamic countries been associated with the poor, with the poverty. But the reality is that it's the management of the zakat, the Baitul Mal is not disseminating all the wealth together or equally among the people, among the poor people. That's why we'll still see inside the even though it's inside the Muslim countries, you see that lots of poor people, but actually lots of these people already receive their needs, okay, their necessities. If you compare with the US, okay, like the developed countries, they have more severe state of poverty. Okay, they're begging on people. They don't have this Baitul Mal because they keep on doing this, interest in loans, the credit cards, everything. So it's harming the society. And Allah has mentioned that with zakat it can improve the society, avoid riba, don't take interest. Nowadays it's become a common. If you want to buy cars, you want to buy house, anything, people keep adding up the interest. And Allah says that the interest or riba is haram and it's unsustainable. It can lead to the mafsadah, not the maslahah, right? So this is one of the things that you need to make sure that you don't indulge, or you do not, be trapped inside these mischiefs. Just a quick video if you want to see the perspective from this person. Let me check if it's available.
Wakaf is one of the proven avenues which can be developed to fund various socio-economic activities for the benefit of the community. The perpetual nature of Wakaf makes it...
Can you see the video? Yes or no? No, you cannot see.
We can see the slide, but
Oh, you cannot see.
but it's not moving. Yeah, but the audio is clear.
The audio is clear. Let
An
me
effective platform for sustainable economic activities.
let
The
me
institution
check.
of Wakaf plays a great role in nurturing solidarity and charity in Muslim countries and continues to represent one of the most original and active aspects of the social and economic structures of the modern Islamic world. Wakaf is one of the ways.
Can you see?
Wakaf is one of the proven avenues which can be developed to fund various socio-economic activities for the benefit of the community. The perpetual nature of Wakaf makes it a highly effective platform for sustainable economic activities. The institution of Wakaf plays a great role in nurturing solidarity and charity in Muslim countries and continues to represent one of the most original and active aspects of the social and economic structures of the modern Islamic world. Wakaf is one of the ways to spend for Allah, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promised great rewards, as he said, the example of those who spend in the way of Allah is just like a grain that produced 7 years. Each year having 100 grains, and Allah multiplies the reward for whom He wills. Allah is all-embracing, all-knowing. Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 261. Nowadays, the development of cash wakaf instruments allows those without physical assets to also participate in wakaf by making cash contributions. The history of wakaf started when Sayyidina Umar, one of the companions of the Prophet, peace be upon him, gave up his land in Khaybar for the benefit of the Ummah. In Turkey, Wakaf as a charitable foundation has succeeded in providing security to the people, contributing to socio-economic development, and developing crucial institutions such as hospitals and universities. All of these were components building a great Islamic civilization. In Malaysia, the positive development of Wakaf projects can be seen through Wakaf An-Nur Corporation Berhad, Wakaf Saham Lakin Central, and many others. We at Maybank Islamic are committed to continuing the Wakaf institution to make it stronger towards achieving its potential in empowering the community.
Okay, so this is one of the insights if you want to look at about the CEO of the Maybank Islamic. Let's have a look another what is happening. Can you see anything so far? Can you see? Share screen and
You're watching TBC News. Muslims have been asked to join in distributing wealth in society through zakat. Zakat is one of the 5 pillars of Islam and an obligatory charity that can help develop poverty in the country. Telling us some of the aims.
A report by the Brookings Institute data for world poverty shows that Nigeria now has over 87 million people living in poverty. The report adds that 6 Nigerians report this group wants Muslims to join the government in changing the narrative by contributing their zakat.
The need is, what are they asking for? Their need is very, very small. Just by our own experiment, from our own experience, people have been given 3,000 naira, and after a year, the person come back to come and pay 70,000 naira. Somebody was given a tricycle, started just 5 years ago, said he has 5 tricycles. This program is really important that Muslims should stand up to their responsibilities. The poverty issues in our society can be actively tackled if we all pay our zakat. Please assist to support by joining this ministry, by donating to the foundation that we can do more. Also contribute our towards development because the federal government cannot do it all.
Zakat is one of the fundamental pillars of Islam. It is the distribution of 2.5% of the total wealth of the rich among the needy in the society. clerics believe that with such contributions, unemployment and poverty lessen in society. Helen Bisamede Akins, TBC News.
Okay, everyone.
If you wear glasses or
let me check.
contacts, you must see them.
Let me check if we can continue to the slides. I'm not very good in doing this, but just bear with me. Let me check. Oh, what happened?
Doctor,
Okay. Yes.
I have questions regarding zakat.
Yes, you can.
So I want to know what is your opinion about our zakat system in Malaysia, because it's not only limited to Malaysia but all countries, because zakat is compulsory at certain level, right, for every people. So we have like several organizations that handling zakat. Even for every state, we have zakat institutions that collect this zakat and so forth. But why is it poverty can still be combated yet, still can't be overcome? Is it because of the system, because there is too much regulations for it, or are they not doing good job in their work, or how? What is your opinion on that? Yeah.
Well, thanks for your lovely question. Well, we cannot say that they are not doing their job, because we are Muslim countries and we have give the responsibility. We believe that the Baitul Mal or those finance institution that manage the zakat can do very well. But there's lots of intervention in this world. Lots of intervention when people, as I said. You cannot have two people, those people, to give a decision for you. We need to follow only one decision. But the thing is, in our country is quite unique, because when we go for election, then people keep on changing, and people keep want to create their own legacy. And obviously, if those leaders who don't have the knowledge in Islamic financial, for example, obviously they could not manage this thing very well. And how do they manage? The thing is very different between state. Like Pusat Zakat Selangor, Pusat Zakat Pulau Pinang, they are one of this quite active. But how about the other state? Are they as active as the other state? So how do they manage? Is that because of, are they following the same protocols or same procedure in disseminating all the wealth? So it comes back to the, to the root cause. Those people who have already paid the zakat, at least, okay, we should be well informed where our money being spent on. Okay, where did they go? Okay, for example, people like me, if I spend or I give zakat to to Pusat Zakat Pahang, I want at least to know where this group of people who receive my my zakat. That's why nowadays people don't believe in zakat institution. Instead, they pay zakat on their own way. They give physically, give to the poor, as what the prophet have said, because they don't give any mandate for other institution to manage their wealth. Okay, they want to see in front of their eyes. Okay, for some individual, they feel like this. They feel they are obliged to spend in the way that they see where the money goes. Okay, when you see zakat, satu kampit beras, not satu kampit, what is satu kampit beras, yeah, and then you give like 7 ringgit or 8 ringgit for one head, okay, for one person. Maybe if you are supporting like 8 people in the family, then you give like 8 units of that zakat. So you can feed them immediately, physically, without any harm. Okay, some people do practice that. Okay, but because we are the citizen, because we are obliged to follow what we give the responsibility, we believe or we trust the zakat institution so that they can manage properly. All right, So that's the thing. This been talked like no like 20 more than 30 years for how the monies, you know, still cannot, we cannot solve the issues. It's very complicated. It's a multi-level a step, so people don't know where the money goes. Okay, and we still have those poor people in Malaysia. We have to see from different angle, from various aspects. We have the financial implication, we have the political aspect, we have the social responsibility. Maybe they will just go or keep the money for some investment, and another part of it maybe they want to give for the charity, maybe they want to disseminate the wealth equally. We don't know. That's why we as a public servant, we want to know, even though this is very small thing. Okay, but that's the responsibility for zakat institution to tell us, to inform us where did the money was spent on. Okay, like the Elon Musk, I think is the Tesla owners, like that his profit, if I'm not mistaken, he's taking like 2% from the Tesla, from his company. 2% equal to like around 8 billions. So I think it's 6 billion USD. Okay, 2%. Okay, I mean that he is gaining from Tesla is about approximately 6 billion. And also the UN World Food Program. You know about this, the World Food Program in last year, in 2020, it raised around 8.4 billion. Okay, means through the charity, people who donate, I mean, to what we call to eliminate those people with the hunger issues. Okay, but still we cannot solve the what we call the world hunger. Like 8 billion USD you have gained from people's charity, like from people's donation, like the Elon Musk already 6 billion. Why can't he solve why the world hunger problem is still there? Why? What happened? Same goes to to our Muslim country. If you look at this, how the money from the zakat institution is being spent on, there's lots of issues inside it. You can see from the management people, corruptions. Okay, I cannot say that zakat institution have corruption, but it's potentially contributed to this not so well managed financial what we call profit from the zakat. Okay, so we still cannot solve the world hunger issues. We cannot solve, still you can see people keep on begging for people's money in Malaysia. Why is this happen? And in fact, we are Muslim countries. We have billions of monies, billions of RM. Every year people keep on paying zakat, but where this money is being spent on. That's what I said. If the person who handling the money is good enough or have knowledge on how to handle it, then there will will be no chaos in giving the money to the people. We can see immediately. But if they use the money for another business, or they use the zakat money for another profit gain, so this is not good. Okay, so this is what we call a mismanagement of the zakat properties or zakat money. All right, so this will contribute to the unsustainable consumption or development, or what we call sustainability in the next generation. Okay, so this is very long issues. We don't have issues with that. With that zakat, the way that we promote zakat, the way that we give zakat is already perfect, but it's depend on the ulil amri, how do they manage that. Okay, but as a Muslim, you don't feel, you feel like, oh, where did my money go? No, Allah doesn't put some burden on you, because when you already give your zakat, that's it, you already have the reward for it. Okay, the money, where the money goes now, you already give the trust to this institution, so that's the institution management, how did they want to handle the money, but you already gained the reward for giving the zakat. That's it, up to that point. I mean, that is your social responsibility. But if you want to know more about what happened, you know, this and that is beyond our capability. So we pray to Allah that Allah will make ease everything, and that's it. Unless you are a knowledgeable person, you are inside the zakat institution, you are the politician, you are the one who have the company that manage this zakat institution, then be it, okay, you can handle it. All right. So we have a very multiple step before we can know, or before the money you can see where the money been spent on. All right. So this is, yes,
May I add?
you can add, yes.
I have an influence said that we too focus on poverty, so we get poverty. It's like focus on innovation rather than being obsessed on how to eradicate poverty. So focus on poverty, you get more poverty. So we must focus on what? For example, Japan, it rose from ashes after World War II. So before then, they are very poor. So Japan set the mission to produce products that were affordable to everyone. So all could afford like bulbs, fan, car at low price. It's like similar like perumpamaan like if you give someone a fish, they will have fish to eat for a day. If we teach to catch their own fish and give them fishing pole, they will have fish until the fishing pole breaks. And if we teach how to make their own fishing pole, they will have fish to eat for the rest of their life. So this point that we must teach teach people who doesn't have money skill to for their so they can produce their own money themselves.
Who is this?
Is it Zaira?
Zahira, thank you very much for new insight. You know, there's Malaysia have been one what we call have been there where they are, you know, take lead, and Japan and Korea, Singapore, you know, left behind in 80s. Okay, during Dr. Mahathir Mohamad. Okay, which is the lion of the Asia. Okay, he's well known for bringing up Malaysia up to, you know, the eyes of the world. But then it comes back to the people itself. Okay, the culture that determines it. Okay, the culture, the individual, it says, don't have this sensibility towards the people's feelings. They don't want to change their culture. They don't want to progressively, you know, contribute to the benefit of others. Okay, so for example, you say that, okay, yes, Japan is correct. Maybe they want to find, you know, they're more critically, they can be critical in solving human issues. Okay, so they have created a sustainable alternative. For example, in Malaysia, maybe we can say that, okay, for you to survive, we can just give you cash money. Okay, during the pandemic, for example, people are struggling to survive. Okay, so the government said, okay, this is just example. The government said, okay, I will give you 1,000 as you know, cash bonus cash for you to survive. Okay, but after 1 month, what happened to the person? Still no money, not profitable, don't find the solution. But maybe you say yes, Japan actually, you know, they teach the people, you know, how to catch the fish. They teach the people how to catch the fish. But in the Malaysian context, they give you the fish. In Japan, they teach you how to make the fishing rod. so that you can survive. After a month or two, you still can have the fish. But in Malaysia, what did they do? They keep on feeding them the fish without teaching them how to survive, how to make their own rod, the fishing rod. So that is not sustainable. Okay, you can say yes, Japan, because you keep on, but Japan is the developed countries, obviously, because they keep on changing and they have good people, and that's what I said when we talk about Muslim countries. Okay, most people think that Muslim countries, very fundamentalist. They don't want to come conservative. They don't want to accept any progress. They don't want to open for any innovation. Okay, in some circumstances, this is true. Okay, some people say that, okay, when I go to the Muslim country, they cannot see any Islam, but when they go to the Japan, even though if you go to the Korea, if you go to the Japan or Canada, you can see that the Islam is there, even though the population or the citizen is not Muslim. It's the other way around, whether it's true or not, but you can judge it. Okay, you can see how Japanese manage their time. If it's say like, okay, 8 a.m. in the morning, everyone should be there 8 a.m. Okay, if you say that, okay, 7:30 p.m., so we have to stop everything, then they stop. Okay, they are very punctual in time, like in time management. Like on the bullet train or during the train, what are happening to their hands? Okay, after school, what are the kids doing? Their hand is like glued with the books. But what we are doing, our hands is glued with the mobile phones. Yes, our perceptions is based on the media, the social media. We don't have the books. And how we want to talk about the Quran? Okay, those Japanese, they don't have Quran. That's why the suicide rate is very high in that country. They want to achieve something. They are very perfectionist. Okay, but they cannot tolerate any changes. And they don't know who is God. So they are not sustainable in the long run. Because in this course, we want to integrate the goal number 18. We need to know that the spirituality, the Tawhid is there for you to sustain, towards this, the end of your life. Not like Japanese. You can follow, like in terms of the time management, how well they are in managing in the financial company, how well they are leading their educations, how to become the top, institution in the world, how to be very good in research. You can know, you can learn from them for the worldly gain. But there's one more like important, aspect or element that you need to know, that the Tawhid, Allah or spirituality must be there for a long-term sustainability. Okay, that's why we can be complacent now. Okay, but that doesn't restrict us, to just stay here and without doing anything. We should be thankful to God that Allah has created our country is very peaceful, but obviously we need to take example from other countries in terms of their progressive development, in terms of their sustainable environmental management. Okay, I saw that a video in the US where they put like some black plastic balls on the lake, just to reduce the lake, the water temperature, so that they can protect the fish inside the lake. That is in the US. When the temperature is maybe not more than 35 degrees centigrade. But in our countries, like maybe 35, 36, 38 is common during the afternoon. And lots of evaporation occur in the lake. And lots of plankton maybe died. Lots of fish maybe died. You are marine biologists, you know about this. Okay. But how is our way to protect, the habitants inside the lake? Do you do something? How about the fish dying because of the heat? Do you think that the fish can go deeper? at higher pressure, obviously they can die. What do you think? Okay, so what do you do in order, I mean, in your expertise in marine biology, what do you understand? How can you save the fish? How you can save, you know, the water habitants, the ecosystem of the water, so it becomes a sustainable one. Okay, obviously Japan is a very good example, Canada, United States, UK, in terms of their Islamic, we call it Islamic management of the environment. All right, this is only my what we call my opinions. Zahira, yeah, Zahira asking just now, right? So it goes to the back to our discussion when we want to discuss about the wakaf just now. It's a sustainable contribution, even though, you know, you people from your family is not benefiting from it, but maybe other public or citizen will make take benefit from it. Like if you go to the RNR, a simple thing like you provide some, or you buy some mirror. Okay, you buy some mirror from a kedai eco shop or kedai RM2, and then you paste it on the musalla inside the RNR. It's considered as wakaf. Every people, every person, at the, using the mirror, you will get reward for it without you knowing, because this is considered one of the things, amal jariyah, that keep on running even though you already died. And what about, maybe you want to take some shoes or some fit flop, and you put it at the musalla, okay, in RNR, and people can use it. This is one of the wakaf, amal jariyah, that you want to create a sustainable reward for you. All right, instead of you giving one-off money for people, just a sadaqah, but you know that if people can get benefit from it, and then use that money for continuous contribution, that is fine, because it keeps on flowing. But I want to inject you with a new ideas that create something. Okay, take sajada or prayer mat and contribute and put it in the musalla. Buy some Quran and make sure it's been read by the people in the musalla. Okay, you have contribute for your own sake. Okay, for the sustainability of the community. Okay, this is kind of what we call a summary of what we are discussing for in the economic perspective. You can read it already. This is also being discussed. You have to know the dimension that we are discussing when we talk about the SDG. The people, you need to know to observe the planet, prosperity, the peace and partnership. But this is being what we call being strategized by the UNESCO. But based on the Al Quran, we have all these 8 elements. We have the adil, justice. We have mizan, we have balance. We have wasat. Wasatiyah means middleness. You take a middle approach. Okay, rahmah, you have the mercy. Amanah, trustworthiness. Tahara, spiritual and also physical cleanliness. Haqq, tahara means like, maybe you can say halal and tayyibah. The food that you consume should be halal. At the same time, it can give benefit, health benefit to you, beneficial to you. Okay, like maybe you eat very high sugar content, or like MSG. They are halal, but but that's not tayyib for you, not tayyiban for you. So Islam already have this set of scope that you can practice. Haq, trustfulness and rights. Ilmu nafiq, the beneficial knowledge. Okay, so this is the guidelines of principle. If you want to talk about sustainability in the Quran, maybe you want to take this point to discuss inside your assignment later on. And there's lots of principle sustainable development from Islamic perspective, and it's been discussed not only by the UN, but Muslim scholars already discussed this about the sustainable development long time ago, in terms of the ordinance for making a government, like by Mawardi in Al-Ahkam Al-Sultaniyah project. It can encompass religion, economy, governance, right of generation, Islamic developmental model. Lots of scholars already discussed this. Okay, this is not new for Muslim countries or a Muslim, all right? But yes, okay, it's new for the other countries. Okay, Imam Al-Ghazali, Ihya project, the proof of Islam, how well is, maintaining the soul of the Muslim, the qalb, how the eyes, how do you prevent yourself from maksiyah, how do you manage your time, how do you be rightful to your parents. So this is included inside the Ihya Ulumuddin, his book by scholar of Islam, Imam Al-Ghazali. Al-Juwayni in Al-Ghayati project, the savior of a critical time, he has already delineates all the guidelines and principle what to observe, for a sustainable development. Ibn Khaldun in Muqaddimah, the famous book, lots of the politics, what we call the social aspect, how to systemize the human interaction, how to make a good governance, okay, how to lead a countries. They are all being discussed in details by the Ibn Khaldun. Okay, Maqasid project by Imam Al-Shatibi, also a good scholar of Muslim, how he integrate the objective of the Islam, okay, objective of the Shariah, and look at the sociology perspective and nurturing the civilizational man and culture by civilizational development project. I'm not sure who is this, but maybe I need to go to the slide again. So this is the ordinance of the government. So this is according to Imam Al-Mawardi, how to create a model of sustainable development based on the Islamic perspective, right? And this is also applicable to the what we call non-Muslim as well. So it protects the rights and needs of the future generation. What will you see, in the next 20 years, how sustainable if your project today, in this course, you're going to create a project, how it can benefit, people in the next 10 years. Guiding religion, okay, strong relationship and governance, comprehensive justice, economic growth, security and stability in society. This already been discussed in detail by the Muslim scholars. And I can include all the Quranic framework, the concept, the key concept that already been discussed. Okay, this kind of a summary or summarize the things that we have been discussing in this sustainable, social, economic, and also environment. There are lots of Quranic chapter and verse that I can include, including Ulaika ala hudan min rabbihim wa ulaika humul muflihun. The ultimate goal is the al-falah, the success, right? The impact, khaira ma kuntum khaira ummatin ukhrijat linnas. So this is, you have been born, okay, you have been come out, or you have been created as a one ummah, to create kuntum khaira ummatin ukhrijat linnas ta'muruna bil ma'ruf. You try to ask people to do good, ta'muruna bil ma'ruf wa yanhauna 'anil munkar, means you prevent from any mafasada or munkar, okay, the good things. All right, so this is one of the things I believe that's already been included inside our discussion, but we can come back to this later for the more in detail discussion. All right, so you can compare the Western sustainability, where they mention about the economics and also the other issues, and how Islam sees these things. Like economic, maybe they want to create the sustainability man, but in the perspective of Islam, we see this is a vicegerent. They are the Khalifa. This is our compulsory responsibility to maintain the economy in this world. Okay, for the materialistic equity, the Muslim always integrate the ethical and spiritual perspective. For the nature, for the environment, we have the tasghir model. This is all been adapted by the Muslim scholars, and it's, you know, beyond, and it's better, way better than the Western sustainability concept. We believe in the dunyawi and ukhrawi, right? As you said just now, as mentioned, like the Japanese, maybe they, you know, go for a very high economic growth, high like a scientific development. They can protect the environment very well by manipulating the engineering aspect, but then they're lacking these ukhrawi values. Okay, they lost this one, right? So this is one of the things that we want to see in you. Okay, always integrate into yourself. We want to see you a empowered version of Muslim, not only talking about, you know, the environment, not only talking about the social or economics, but you have the values to submit to Allah. Okay, because that's the most important values. It starts from the inner side, okay, endogenously. Okay, and after that you can translate that from to outer physical contribution. Okay, always start from yourself, from the inside. Value free, you know, you have to integrate the characteristic akhlaq, value based relationship with environment and the people. But then for the Western, maybe they just, you know, integrate the common values. Okay, they don't, maybe they have the good character but they don't have adab. Okay, in front of their lecturers or during the lecture, maybe they're looking for the mobile phones. Okay, they don't pay attention. But a Muslim students like you know, value this as a, you know, as a important issues. Be pious, you know, even though your lecturers did not see you behind the camera, but you know, Allah sees you. Allah can see you, what you are doing, you know, the feel of consciousness. That is what we call it as ihsan. When the Jibril bin, you know, Allah has sent Jibril in the human form to meet the Prophet Muhammad, and then he's asking, you know, what is, you know, ihsan, right? Iman, Islam, and ihsan. So ihsan means an ta'budallah ka'annaka tara fa in lam takun tara fa innahu yaraka. Okay, if like Allah sees you, but if you cannot see Allah, you have to assume that Allah is the all-seeing. Allah is the all. They have. He has the power to see you, okay, to manage you. All right, that is what ihsan. And after that, you can stimulate the sense of the value of ikhlas in doing things. Okay, if you have ihsan, then you become ikhlas, more ikhlas. You do these things because of Allah, not because of the human being, not because of lecturers, not because of the course, not because of your mom and dad, but you ikhlas. Okay, you do it for the sake of, for your God. Okay, for Allah, only the absolute one. Okay, everything you need to submit to Allah. I think that is the final slide for that one. I have an additional slide. I'm not sure whether I have time, but maybe just we have another 4 minutes. Maybe we can go to see maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 slides. I think I already integrate, but the rest you can read on your own. I already put the conclusion as well. We want to see just the perspective of the Maqasid Shariah. Okay, I think the last one for today. What do you understand by Maqasid Shariah? Have you come across this word before, or this is the first time? Anyone? I think this Maqasid Shariah is the last things that we want to discuss today. Anyone want to say something? Have you come across with this Maqasid Shariah before?
Yes.
Nas, can you share what is your understanding of Maqasid Shariah?
So Maqasid Shariah is basically about the level of the principle of zakat. I mean like dia punya apa peragihan, dia punya apa itu wakaf. So Maqasid Syariat ni basically is a topic about zakat as a whole. Macam tu lah.
Very good. So this is a guiding principle. In
Yes.
whatever you do, okay, we have the set of objective. Okay, the maqasid means the objective of the Sharia. Okay. Don't know what happened. Let me just can you see the slides, or you cannot see?
No, Doctor.
You cannot see the slide. Let me try to see. Can you see now? Yes? No.
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 Now can you see? No, too.
Not yet, Doctor.
No, Doctor. We only see you.
Oh, it says that my device is running low on storage. Free up space to avoid interruption while using Zoom. So I think because this is full. Never mind. Let me try to share again. I'm not sure what happened to the computer. Can you see now?
Yes, Doctor.
Okay, all right. So this is the last one. The 5 necessities of the human existence, which is the Maqasid Sharia. You need to know the faith, life, intellect, lineage, and wealth. Okay, how Islam use this principle to protect the faith. How Islam has used these elements or the principle to protect your life, your intellect, your lineage, and also your wealth. Right, so this is the 5 important things you need to understand. And some people says that the four pillars of the education by the UNESCO, they put it, you need to learn to know, you need to know how to learn to do, how to be, how to live together. Okay, this is the 4 pillars of the education. And 5 wisdom of falsafah pendidikan negara also, they extract the elements from the Maqasid Syariah to create the falsafah pendidikan negara. So this is very theoretical, but in my class I would love to see more practical implementation or practical aspect of it. And for the Maqasid Syariah, where we can understand in details in the next class. All right. So this is just to highlight what we are going to discuss for the next class. Obviously, the 5 things are meant for protecting all these 5 elements and promote the well-being of the people and the nature. In Arabic, these are all the main 5 elements. Okay, so I will leave you up to this point. Okay, remember, for this flower, we will continue this flower a bit more discussion before we move to the next class. Okay, first is the Hifzuddin, to protect the religion, to protect the life, to protect intellect, to protect the lineage, to protect the wealth. Okay, maybe you want to get some information how you want to contribute to the discussion for the next class by highlighting all these 5 elements. All right.
All right.
All right. So I think that's it, because the video keep on switching off automatically. It's not me, because the Zoom in my account is already already full, so I cannot. Maybe this is one of the optimization. They want to reduce the RAM usage or the disk usage, so they switch off the videos. All right, everyone. If you have any question up to now. No?
No question.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. I think that's it for today. We will stop up to this point. Okay. Next week we'll continue with more explanation and more practical. Remember that you'll be, evaluate based on your performance during the session, and how you can interrupt me, how you want to say anything. Okay. So it's really depend on you. Everything should be, discuss together, and hopefully you can understand what I'm about to discuss today. All right, everyone. We will see more with the Maqasid, and please time in if you've not done so. I need to see the attendance after this, and also Anis, if you can provide me the raw data, okay, the videos that I can download so that I can upload it into the web page. Okay, everyone. Good, good. See you later, inshallah. Don't forget, Shifa, to plant your